You won't find many channels that will break down song lyrics and decipher what they truly mean. And no, I'm not talking about Rap Genius. Backmasking Reveal does just that. The latest breakdowns include Sacrifice by The Weeknd and Wildest Dreams by the NFL's biggest star, Taylor Swift. Gotta get that music right, you feel me? Gotta get that music right. Hit that like button too. I ain't forget all that. Alright, we're gonna wait for a couple more people in this and then we're gonna get it rocking and rolling. Said Cam took on 5 niggas. Oh boy. Get my shit. So what's going on with these NBA scuffles and Cam Newton getting attacked? The Cam Newton thing, I mean, this ain't the first time that a kid has tried him. There's that viral video from a while ago where Cam Newton was at a camp. I think it was his camp. Some little kid threatened Cam like he was gonna do something, and Cam was like, and you gonna do what? And the kid knew better than to antagonize Cam. But these little bastards, different. They was talking reckless from the jump. Let me get that. Yeah, I need that. I need that. But nah, they was talking reckless from the jump, man. They was saying things like, did you wish Von Miller a happy Father's Day? All this during the game. And Cam didn't come at them in any disrespectful way or anything like that. It's just the kids all think, yo, that's okay to just talk crazy to Cam Newton like that. Like, he won't hit me. Well, when you try to jump this man who is 6'5", 250 pounds, and for a living was running, excuse me, at larger individuals who were grown ass men, fuck you think was gonna happen? Like, you thought that was gonna be easy? You couldn't knock his hat off. That's all you gotta do. Boop, knock his hat off. At the very least, but you couldn't do that. The nigga with the backpack, he thought he was gonna sneak Cam, and I guess he thought he was gonna be on some fight night shit and get him a nice little knockout. No, nigga, that's a grown ass man. Just because he retired in football don't mean he won't beat your ass. Like, that was probably one of the worst fucking, if you want to call it jumping, that was one of the worst jumpings I've ever seen in my life. And what made it worse was security just kind of looked at it. Like, it started at the stairs near this tent, and then it gravitated its way over to like a fence and shit like that before they finally, after Cam had got hold of the backpack dude and shit and like dragged him over and shit, they finally said, you know what, we should probably do our job at Cam Newton's own camp. That's what makes it worse. This is Cam Newton's camp, and you got these kids jumping him over a 7-on-7 football game, bro. A 7-on-7 football game. Yeah, I mean, I would hope he could handle his own against these aren't grown men he was fighting against. What's good, Scotty Boy 36? So my niggas, when they make it and don't give back to the black community. I don't think that was no humiliation ritual. Nah. If it was some shit like the Richard Sherman DUI thing. It make more sense talking crazy to Cam Newton at his camps in the past. And what makes it even worse is the fact that you have the mainstream media going at Cam like he's the bad guy, even though he didn't do anything wrong. Nothing in the wrong. But he gave them all that ammunition whenever he was talking about game managing quarterbacks and all this other shit. Oh yeah, they was definitely gonna tee off on this. Hey. Yeah, I'm amazed Grant Williams ain't got knocked out yet. Shout out to Grant Williams though. Now you inclined to believe Russell Wilson would beat Future? Of course. Russell Wilson played football. Future, what's he do? Sip lean and pop perks and shit. One's diet ain't the best. One ain't conducive to fighting. Granted, Future probably ain't gonna try to fight. So there's that too. What's good, big Pontiac OG in the building? OGG. This week for the Discord server. I know I keep saying that, but I ain't forgot. I got you. So one of your friends told you he knows someone that was in the 7-on-7 tournament, and they told him that the reason Cam got jumped was because Cam didn't pay up a bet after his team lost. Yeah, I did hear about that part too. Like there was some money in which that was part of, you know, the back and forth on the field too. Was they were making a bet too. Oh, you already know. That's why the mainstream has to try to jump in front of everything as fast as they do. Hold on, before this thing dies. Hell, that's part of the reason they went at Cam with the game manager shit, since he's not necessarily mainstream media, because they saw how much traction all that shit gets, all these podcasts and YouTubers and stuff get. It's like, oh hell, we losing another one. We got to make fun of the way you dress. It's good. Adrian Settles in the building. It's good, man. You say Newton's lost crazy. Cam been having a lot of success in the industry. Been walking down on him because he's doing numbers. I think it was a setup to diminish it, to diminish his image. I saw someone said it could have been a setup like how they had them kids knock out a little Cat Williams. I don't think this incident was necessarily part of that, but the fact that it occurred was just low-hanging fruit for the mainstream media. It was like, oh, we got jumped at his camp? Oh yeah, let's go in on him. Easy. So it was a nigga. I expected the chair to be thrown somewhere too. Like in this skirmish, you just see a chair just get thrown all the way across. So them kids be watching some of the Draymond Green videos. Kids should never follow Draymond's fighting tactic. Hell no. That loose ass headlock. Like sure, he held on, but it was loose than a motherfucker. Like his Gobert's neck was ringing and all this shit. It's good. Bronze Flat Power God in the building. That's Bernie Mac was like, fuck them kids. Yeah, he was defending Deion Sanders when Charleston White came on his podcast. I couldn't even make it through that whole podcast. That's just because I can only listen to Charleston White consistently for so long. I was like, I can't do it. But yeah, I mean, of course Cam gonna stand up for Deion Sanders. Just like Cam Newton has like all the connections to, you know, the mainstream in the industry and all that shit. But at the same time, he's not part of a big network, so they don't like that. What's up, Sean313? Up in Detroit. You watched New Jack City for the first time? Hey, good movie. That's another movie I need to see too. I said I was gonna watch that and Juice. Do I think Colorado State will be big this year like last year in terms of Colorado Buffaloes, I assume? Do I think Shadur will be good in the NFL? Yeah, they're going to be popular. They move in conferences, so that's another reason they can sell more jerseys. And it's Deion Sanders and his son and Travis Hunter and all that. And do I think Shadur will be good in the NFL? Depends on where he lands. Yeah, of course I've seen Juice. It's just been a minute since I've seen it. King of New York, your favorite hood movie? Have I seen King of New York? I don't know. I'll have to check and see. If not, I'll add it to the list. Do I think Caleb going to the Bears? From the way Justin Fields talking, that's where things are trending, and the Bears still gonna suck. Let's see. The Cam jumping attempt is trash. Yeah. Other thing on the Cam Newton jumping attempt, it looked like Broly's first fight against the Z Fighters in the original Broly movie. How they all had their Piccolo. Vegeta was a bitch. He didn't want to fight. It was Trunks, Gohan, Goku, Piccolo. Think Krillin for a little minute. All of them tried to jump Broly that first time that nigga turned up. Didn't fucking work out. Cam might not have grabbed a little kid's head and just slammed that motherfucker against the fence like Broly did to Gohan on the mountains. But let's keep it a buck. If Cam really wanted to, he could have. He could have. KG exposing LeBron with the Balco. KG didn't even say allegedly. And he ain't the first person to do this. That's the thing, is like the talk is getting louder since the Tristan Thompson suspension and all that. We know how close him and LeBron are. So it only got louder. And I'm surprised KG said it, considering he's been talking big about LeBron this whole fucking time. Or at least recently, to get in the good graces and shit. But yeah. There's gonna reach a point where that shit is out there. Like, I mean, it's already out there, but like out there. They might let that shit rock for a minute, but it's gonna get to that point. Bishop was insane in Juice. Belly is the best of movie. I don't know. I do like that movie a lot. I don't know about that though. Broly was not having it. Hell nah, bro. This man was weaving everything. Every single punch. That is one of my favorite videos when YouTubers do video commentary on Dragon Ball Z, is that Broly fight. Oh my god. I think Fields goes to the Steelers. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really worried about the NFL right now. Man, they scored 397. Silver has an excuse why he hated the 80s and 90s NBA style. Commissioner Dynamo did a video on it to show Adams' take on physical defense of the 80s and 90s. They always got something big coming. We already saw they shut down all the damn cell phone service for like a little minute. And everybody lost their shit. Was that last week? You wake up, your shit say SOS. I'm like, the fuck? Because when I saw that, I originally thought it was just AT&T, because that's some AT&T shit that happened. Because we had that shit back on Christmas, I think a year or 2 years ago, when there was a thing in Nashville. But it turns out it wasn't just AT&T. All right, let's see. Cam Newton did that. Next thing. Richard Sherman with the DUI. This is the second time he's had a legal issue. And when I first saw it, I was wondering, but does he have like a new movie, new show, something coming out? Because the first time he got into any legal issues, he was still in the league, but he was on the tail end of his career. I think he was with the Bucks when it happened. No, he was with the Niners. He was with the Niners at the time. And, you know, he went to the Bucks, blah, blah, blah. End of his career. Ends up on TV. Not surprising at all. Richard Sherman's been been on TV before. We saw how they slowly ushered him into TV, getting people used to seeing his face and stuff like they did Ryan Clark near the end of his career. The only new thing I can think of with this, as far as Richard Sherman, is, I mean, you got the Undisputed. Now that he took over for Shannon, and then you have Thursday Night Football. Those are the only two I can think of. But it is fitting that it's what? Black History Month. That this just so happens to occur. And he ain't even the second Seahawk. Or actually, he would be the second Seahawk. He had to get a DUI in the last, 2 years? Because you had Marshawn Lynch in Vegas. And now we have Richard Sherman in, Seattle? And ironically, it was a day off of the 25th. It was the 24th. What's up, Lorenzo? Was good. Cam Newton show he's the real killer Cam. I just want to know what was going through those kids' mind when they was like, you know what? We gonna try to jump Cam Newton at his camp. Like, really, what was going through their mind? Like, they don't see this ginormous individual. I get there's powers and numbers and all that, but we're talking about a grown man. Not a regular sized grown man, but a grown ass man. A nigga who could look like he was built in the lab. And you think that's gonna turn out what? That's like trying to fight Hulk and it getting surprised when he smacked the shit out of you. Like, what? You didn't see the green motherfucker rip his clothes and shit? Come on. Rumors that Skip might be done on Fox. I mean, what's he gonna do? His podcast? Is that what he's gonna do? He gonna try to go to Shannon route 100%? And shit, it'd be for the better, to be honest. I think everybody's kind of tired of Skip at this point. I really hope JJ Redick don't replace his ass. Oh yeah, speaking of fights, NBA. I was talking to my barber Friday about the NBA. I was like, you know what? The All-Star game was trash, no defense, no effort. Fuck defense, no effort was being played out there. I had an issue with that. I've had an issue with just the overall play all year. Lack of defense, 150 to 145 scoring ass games and shit. We haven't seen a real fight. The only time we see a fight is when they're getting into a shoving match where no one's throwing an actual punch, or it's a fight, but all they're doing is yelling from a distance. They want to get tough when they getting held back. That's the only time we see a fight, quote unquote. Well, Friday, Miami Heat, New Orleans, almost said Hornets, Pelicans had a fight. Couple punches were thrown. It wasn't malice at the Palace. That's what I want. I want to see like a fight. I want to see like, what was that, the Nuggets and the Knicks with Carmelo back in the day. I want to see some shit like that. But I mean, a couple punches were thrown. Alvarado, Thomas Bryant, Jimmy Butler. I ain't no hoe out here. I might be a hoe at these parties, but I ain't no hoe out in this court. Jimmy Butler got into it. And we had a couple suspensions. We had Alvarado, Thomas Bryant, both missing 3 games. Jovic, not Jokic, but Jovic. Sounds like a tennis player. 1 game. Najee Marshall, 1 game. And, of course, Jimmy Butler. 1 game suspension. And then we also had, because I think Blackbird brought it up, the Warriors and the Hornets. This one was the unspoken rule about scoring whenever the game's already in hand. So you already up, don't try to score. They score anyway. And Miles Bridges takes exception, shoves, I forgot who scored, but he shoved him. And not too long after that, you see Grant Williams come over here. And he the first one. He's like, yeah, I'm on the bullshit. It's like, Grant, you didn't do shit. It's funny because Grant Williams will always find a way to get into some shit. He's just like Draymond Green, except he ain't got a podcast to talk all this crazy shit. And his personality is a lot more likable. But you see the same shit, and then they get into this little shoving match. And then you see Draymond Green and Grant Williams. There's a Niners fan. Marshawn Lynch was probably the only Seahawk you can't even hate him due to him eating them Skittles. Netflix will lead the world behind was showing a lot of stuff. Tesla recall after the movie drop. Recent AT&T phone service was down. Not many customers had phone issues. Oh, hell no. JJ Redick is replacing Doc Rivers as one of... I didn't care for Doc either, but... JJ is a commentator for the NBA Finals with Doris and Mike Breen. Ugh. I like 2 of those 3. Like Doris Burke, I'm cool with that. Mike Breen, you can't have the NBA Finals without hearing bang. But JJ Redick, man, come on. I'll take Richard Jefferson over JJ Redick. So Warriors, T-Wolves, and Heat. Pelly's is fight of the year. Let's see, nigga was in the head. It was a weak headlock, but he was in the headlock. I don't know. I'm probably going more so that Heat New Orleans matchup. Because I don't think I've yet to see Draymond Green actually like really. Has anyone really just socked him in the face one good time? Or has anyone tried to punk Draymond Green, or other way around? There's someone he tried to punk and it didn't work? Yeah, Belly's a good movie. Said Draymond Green will walk in black Air Force. Adam Silver would not allow another brawl. Of course not. But that's what we need. Because everything Adam Silver thinks is going to work ain't working for shit. So clearly we need to see more fightings. That's what the fuck we need to see. Fuck all this chucking up threes. Olay, you can get these open layups. These layup drills. Here you go. Run up the score to 145. No, fuck that. Punch that nigga in the face. In the game, of course. You know what I'm saying? Playing defense. You know, just play some physical defense and clothesline. That's all I'm asking for. Like Rajah Bell did to Kobe. That's all I want. The first George H.W. Bush, David Rockefeller, the Queen, and now Jacob Rothschild, the heads of the NWO beast, are falling. Lester, I don't know how to pronounce the last name. The dude who scored that bucket told Miles Bridges straight to his face, "This is basketball, bitch." I forgot. No, there's another clip where Clifford and Steve Kerr, I guess they were talking back and forth or something, and then you just see Steve Clifford's face. What the fuck? Then it pans over to the skirmish and shit. That shit had me rolling. There's nothing better than when you can just clearly see. You don't even hear what they saying, but you know what the fuck they said. You just see him look so pissed off. Woo, boy. But seriously, bring back fights in the NBA. That and the mid-range jumper. Tommy DeVito got a Pizza Hut commercial as a third-string QB, but the starting quarterback, never mind. Damn. I thought they had their own little restaurant spot. What's good, Marco Polo? Well, I think if Pierce is a coach for the Raiders, they gonna be the same old Raiders. They just gonna be likable. They gonna be the kind of like the cardiac cats from like the early 2000s with the Jags. That's what they gonna be. I don't know about all them injuries, but similar concept. But it's cool. We got the job. Draymond don't play that shit. Well, that's his little butt buddy. Of course not. Artez punked Draymond Green. Okay. That was probably before the Warriors took over like the dynasty and shit. I could see him doing it. I could see Boogie Cousins doing it. I could see Azebo doing it. I don't know if their careers yeah, they kind of did overlap a little bit. I'd say Kenyon Martin. He couldn't try a prime Kenyon Martin like that. Stewart punched Ebanks before the game and got Smith. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that too. It's like, what are you doing now? That one's like, you punch nigga before the game. I feel like it's gotten to the point now. If we're not gonna get the fights in the game, do what they did in high school. Go to a parking lot, go to a grocery store or something, fight. But shit, since they rich, shit, go. Y'all got private property. Go somewhere off and do that, like street beef. Like how they have the YouTube channel Street Beefs. They got the little cage set up and niggas fight. Just do that. Just do that. Obviously, it's probably in their contract they can't, but fucking do it. Grant Williams does too much. Jimmy embarrassed him last year in the ECF. You know what's wild? I don't remember Grant Williams being like this at UT. Like every now and again he might get into something, but he was never looked at as the agitator, like at all. The last true agitator we had was Uris. What's his name? Uris Plavish, a little tall. What is he? Uruguayan. One of them countries, bro. He tall as hell. He was like one of those agitator type of dudes. Never seemed like Grant Williams. That's funny. Draymond loves LeBron. He'll fight for that nigga. Yeah, he beeline for that fan too. Artest. And it's just like, you think out of all the people, Ron Artest was gonna take it easy on you. And shit, some of these fans now that they really be trying these players. Like I know Kevin Durant took the high road when that white chick called him a bitch. And it's like Kevin Durant, as soon as he heard it, he turned around, confronted her, then all of a sudden she talking about something. Like high five. Like, no. And he didn't even, he again took the high road. He didn't even get her kicked out. But I promise you, none of these fans would be on that shit. If Ron Artest was playing today, their fans probably wouldn't be the same way in, say, a Salt Lake City. Knowing Ron Artest will act, fuck getting you thrown out, nigga, I'm gonna punch you. That's the type of time Artest was on. Hey, you don't think we could take Artest seriously after we switch his name? It don't take shit to piss a nigga off, bro. Just because he changed his name don't mean he won't hit you in your face. Don't get that shit confused. The white chick stuff. Which one? Because there's a lot of them that be white chicks talking to players. It's the ones that the multiple ones that talk to LeBron, because they know his trigger words, bitch. The one that went at it with Kevin Durant. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say all that shit fake, because you gotta remember, these fans be drunk and they think they untouchable. It's like, oh, if you hit me, da da da, and they entitled. So yeah, you just got some drunk assholes out there. It's that simple. The two of Yo's co-workers got into it. One of them told the other one he would fuck him up on the parking lot. The seat peasant came out of KD when that fan called him bitch. At the Pacers King game, Malik Monk told the fan to watch the game, then dunked and stared the fan down. Said the supervisors had to break it up. Did they keep their job afterwards? But the crybaby gesture, LeBron turned around. She looked scared as hell. Yeah, this goes back to the Cam Newton shit too. These motherfuckers are over 6 foot something tall, 200 blank plus pounds, dog. Like, these aren't little motherfuckers. These ain't little short people. These ain't jockeys in the Kentucky Derby. No, these are motherfuckers that's damn near 7 feet tall. Oh, they kept their jobs. Okay. Zebo called Blake Griffin a pussy in game in Memphis while Blake was with the Clippers. That shit was chippy. That whole series was chippy. Like all those series, the Lob City series, they had all that shit was chippy. Everybody they played was chip. It don't matter. Rockets, Grizzlies, Warriors. It don't matter who they played. It got chippy. Shit, I missed that shit too. Before the league went to complete shit. Let's see. Yeah, NBA fights. Cam Newton. Real quick hockey. I made a post about it. Patrick Kane, played for the Blackhawks, won Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously going to go down as a Blackhawks legend and stuff. Just so happened to score, and I only would have heard about this if I just happened to be watching ESPN yesterday. Just so happened to score the game-winning goal in overtime in his return to Chicago. And Scott Van Pelt goes, it was like finish. Kane finished the story. Or something like, wow. They went through all this and set up the whole scene, like the little speech, part of the little speech that they gave before and everything when they had his number unveiled on the ice and all that shit. And then he happens to be the one to score, and even some of the Chicago fans was cheering. I feel like that's only some shit you can see in hockey. Right place, right time. Better world peace could turn into World War Raw. Oh man, that's gold right there. So remember the first round of the 2021 playoffs when the fans was misbehaving by throwing drinks on play. That's another thing. Yo, racial slurs in the fans spit on Trey. Yeah, I remember that too. Clippers and Grizz was a playoff series. It was a rivalry back in the day. All them series back then, the playoffs was chippy. Warriors Clippers rivalry was great, especially both Green and Blake Griffin getting ejected in the 2013 Christmas Day game. I remember that shit too. Back when they had Christmas jerseys. Good times. Well, I'm serious. I just want to see like one solid fight. Shit, give me a Lakers Rockets fight. Well, like when they had Rondo and all that shit, CP3. Give me that. I can live with that. I don't have to see a fan get knocked out. But I would like to see a couple players fight. Or give me a fight league. Just give me an athlete fight league. I don't care what sport they play. If they around the same size, put them in the cage and have them fight. Winner gets, I don't know, money. Shit, give them some clothes. I don't give a fuck what they get. But they need to make that shit happen. He always had that shit. Like, it wasn't anything new. He had that at Michigan State, too. It wasn't to this degree because, Tom Izzo and all that, but he had it there. It's like Grayson Allen was the same way he is in the league that he was at Duke. And I think that shit even came from high school. Especially if you keep letting that shit happen, guess what? And you don't really get in trouble for it, you gonna keep doing it. Like, Draymond ain't really getting no real punishment. And even when he cost the Warriors the NBA Finals, they end up getting more rings after the fact. Even back in 2013, Draymond still got that black Air Force energy in him. I wonder who's considered the most black Air Force energy player in the league currently. I feel like Draymond's like an easy cop-out answer, but I feel like there's someone who be on more black Air Force energy than he do. I think Isaiah Stewart might be on that level. Oh, I know someone Draymond would not at all want to have a fight with. I just thought about it. James Johnson. That is someone he does not want to have a fight. That man got a black belt. That's a nigga he wouldn't fight. Dylan Brooks, he's more of like a agitator. He kind of like Lance Stevenson, like how Lance was doing LeBron. It's like it's not like you gonna expect him to just like step on somebody. It's really he gonna do little goofy shit. But other than that, nah, I wouldn't say Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is growing on me, but nah, he ain't straight up black Air Force energy like that. Say who gonna win the F1 race Saturday? I don't know. I'll have to go look. All right, yeah, the bowl shit. Here's the thing. He ain't necessarily wrong. It really just boils down to the fact that Bowl is lazy as shit when it comes to defense. That's where all of this really comes from. Is lazy as fuck on the defensive end. He only cares about scoring. And on top of that, shit, Kwame Brown said he ain't marketable compared to Victor, and we know that. He ain't trash. Just he don't want to play defense. You more at a college game, you like fights and rivalries with teams from the same division, conference, city, state because they're going to play each other again. Yeah. Or when coaches fight. Juwan Howard, when he two-pieced up, he said, boop, boop. We need that shit. Actually, the NBA coaches a little too old. They can't handle no punches for real. Exactly, and Dominican sue Draymond Green. Get something like that. Said James Johnson giving Draymond that Martin fighting Tommy Hearns work. That's my favorite episode too, man. But yeah, it's universally known that like you don't fuck with James Johnson. I think Serge Ibaka tried that shit one time and then he realized, oh, wrong nigga. Never mind. You got it, bro. I don't want no smoke. So Cam Newton gets hella disrespected in life in the NFL. You remember saying he didn't want a bad bitch and just wanted a wife that cooks and clean, and the whole liberal media was mad. Of course. Cam can't say nothing without getting crucified. Fights were common in college and pros in the 70s. Spencer Haywood punched a ref. Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell. That's no, he would try to fight niggas all the time. He'd have to get held back by like 3-4 people. Yeah, so yeah, we need to bring it back a little bit. Let Draymond and James Johnson throw down a celebrity death match fight. I missed that show. That was a good show. Man, that show dropped so many different clues and shit about things that people didn't catch. Just the title alone. People didn't catch that. And how some of those celebrities just so happened to get in that arena. Whether they be dead from a different time period. You know? Let's go back and look at that show. Who's better, Serge Ibaka on OKC or Prime Draymond? Taking Serge from OKC. Shannon said Kyrie had no post game. Nigga's a point guard. Fuck. It wasn't until the Kermit Washington Rudy T punch that the fighting kind of stopped. You mentioned the coaches. You're going to take it back. Remember when John Chaney at Temple, when he was about to whoop John Calipari ass? Hell yeah, I remember that. The good old times. I feel like even now in college basketball, when there's like a brawl between teams, it don't have that same You don't have that same energy. Even when it spill over to the crowd, it don't have that oomph to it. It just don't. Did I watch the finals last year with the Nuggets and Heat? Unfortunately, that shit was trash. Hot doo-doo water. Let's see. Last thing. NASCAR news. NASCAR was in Atlanta. I don't know where Cam Newton's camp was, if it was in Atlanta or not. I assume so. But NASCAR was in Atlanta this past weekend. They had the Truck Series. On Saturday, Kyle Busch ran the race. And I'll tell you something now. It doesn't matter what the fuck he does in practice, where he starts. If Kyle Busch is running a Truck Series race, bet on him. Seriously, bet on him. I don't care if there's 36 cars in the field. Bet on him. He's the all-time winningest driver in Truck Series history. Bet on him. If you ever want to bet on NASCAR and you see Kyle Busch's name on a Truck Series race, bet on him. You can quote me on that shit too. Let's see. Xfinity Series. The Xfinity Series started off the same way that it did last year season-wise. And I was scrolling through the comments because I didn't even see the Xfinity Series race. Somebody said something that just caught my attention. They was like, I feel like this season is scripted for Austin Hill. The Xfinity Series, that is. I was like, there we go. There we go. We reaching NASCAR, baby. There we go. Because like I did a video on it last year, Austin Hill's from Georgia. Ended up winning in Atlanta last year with a Georgia-based sponsor. I want to say he had the same sponsor this year. Ends up winning again in Atlanta, which is in Georgia, or Hampton, Georgia still. And the week before that, he won his third straight Daytona season opening race. So for the last 2 years, this nigga done won at Daytona and Atlanta back to back. I want to say he won at Vegas too, and they go there next. He won at Vegas last year, so I think he might go there this fuck around and do it again this year. But what makes it suspect about this race? This man had like a 7 second lead. It was some ginormous lead. And at the new Atlanta track, it's set up to be a plate track or a super speedway where they drive in packs and shit. They're not supposed to be spread out. And this man wins with this big ass lead. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if the post race inspection came out or not yet. I would assume it has. It's Monday. I really want to see this one specific one. What they said. Did he pass? I'm still looking at that shit sideways. That big ass lead. You already know what time I'm on with that shit. And then the Cup Series on Saturday, I had to rewatch the race because I fell asleep a couple times. And I feel like every time I go to sleep watching the race, it ends up being one of the craziest, closest finishes in like NASCAR history. And this was no exception. This race went down to a 3-wide finish with Daniel Suarez edging out Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch, both who were heavy favorites to win the race. I don't remember what Suarez's odds were, but they sure as fuck were not higher than any of the two I just named. In the craziest finish in NASCAR history. And part of me thought this whole gimmicky super speedway idea at Atlanta was stupid. With the Cup Series specifically, I'm changing my tune on that. It's still a wreck fest with 8 cautions with 29 to go as of this replay. Still a big wreck fest. I'm not crazy for that shit at Atlanta. But if you're going to give me a 3-wide finish, I ain't mad. I can't complain one motherfucking bit. How about the Nick fight and Jeff Van Gundy was getting dragged on the floor? See, that's the good old days, man. Shit, the days when Reggie Miller was getting into fights. It's the days when MJ was getting into fights. Sean Kemp, Scottie Pippen, all that. Can't forget about the bad boys Pistons. He do. People, here's the thing: is since he always high, people assume he just chill all the time. They don't understand he on go mode when shit get real. I mean, you seen that nigga. Any nigga who wears fro like that don't give a fuck about nothing. The Celtics are locked for the finals. Clippers getting a new logo and new jerseys for like the 1,000th time. They get way too many new updated jerseys. Them and the Nuggets, I feel like, are the main two teams that they update their jerseys more frequently than they should compared to the other NBA teams. And I'm not talking about the city jerseys or the little alternates where they swap out. No, I'm talking about like they actual jersey set. They changed their shit up way too much. So the Heat are locked for the finals. What's the point of putting the Heat in the finals if everyone knows they're gonna lose? That's my take on the minimalist community. I mean, shit, if you feel like you don't need a whole bunch of shit, that's you. Hey, do you? Think about this: 30 cars all going over 200 miles per hour. I wish they was going 200 miles per hour. They done cut so much horsepower now. They need to bring that back for real. I get it. The cars tend to lift and they start to flip and shit, a little dangerous. Niggas can die. I get it. Like a little bit more horsepower. A little bit more. Plane wreck waiting to happen. Oh yeah. I would say there was more wrecks in this Atlanta race than there was at Daytona. And Daytona's a whole goddamn super speedway. A real one. 2.5 miles. This shit is like 1.5 miles. But this one, they're going 4 wide. Numerous laps. And since it's a shorter track, I guess the urgency, yeah, that's another thing. Daytona 500. This is a 400-mile race. The urgency is much higher, so they gonna drive crazy. Going to be the Nuggets repeat this year because next season they're going to be in trouble with that second apron. I mean, yeah. I mean, shit. Fuck you want me to say? That's funny. You don't want to see a fight every NBA game, but give you games where it's physical defense, chippy, and mixed in with some offense. I hear you on that, man. If you're not going to give me that in the regular season, give me that in the playoffs at the least. Very least. And that's nothing. That track too small for all them cars to be running packed like that. This whole year's been about back-to-back, so it's possible, but you don't know. So yeah, Chiefs back-to-back. How many other champions? Damn. That did apply, ironically, to Austin Hill with the Xfinity Series. So that's more back-to-back. Daytona 500 wasn't a back-to-back, though. We need a Dennis Rodman-like player again. We had a football game in North Carolina outside. The football field was a concrete racetrack. I feel like I've seen this before, like that concept. But that's wild. That's some New York, or not New York. That's some North Carolina shit for real. Like that's heart of racing. Yeah, that's cool as hell though. A racetrack outside of a football field. McClung and Dame. Since we got Draymond stopping Sabonis. Damn, that can't be the biggest moment physically from the playoffs last year. I swear somebody got punched. Nah, no one got punched. I feel like there was something worse than nigga getting stepped on. Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble back-to-back. That's right. Oh, they go four wide. Oh, Michigan. I got you in Brooklyn, Michigan. I got you. Yeah, they didn't turn the pack racing though. That's the thing. With Atlanta, they came in with the sole idea. Let's turn this into a mini super speedway. And looking at the wrecks, it's simple. The way the cars is going, when they spin, instead of just going all the way down, they gonna spin right back up into the wall and bounce back and come back down and collect the shit ton of cars. You know what? It's like driving at Bristol. I'm trying to see how to word this. It's like driving at a bigger Bristol. That's the best way of describing this new Atlanta. So when you wreck, everything goes up and then comes right back down. So what's my thoughts on Bronny? What's that? Taking off of the 2024 NBA draft. The nigga he shouldn't even be D1. So yeah, we shouldn't even be worried about this nigga going pro. And who's to say this? Who's to say he really wants to do any of this? Obviously, he doesn't have the control. But who's to say he really wants to play basketball with his dad? Who's to say he wants to be in the NBA? For all we know, this man really want to be a Twitch streamer. He just doing this shit because, he LeBron James' son. And it's in his quote-unquote destiny to do it. Shit, part of me even think, on some level, just to please his dad, he buys into the idea of playing with his dad in basketball. In the NBA, that is. But when it actually happens, he'll soon find out how much he gonna hate that shit. Past 20 games, Lamar stat 26 tutties, 8 picks. Fields 26, 14 picks. Total touchdowns 32. Lamar. Fields 35. Fields has high potential. Okay, get him on a team that knows how to use him. Yeah, Tennessee, Virginia Tech. That's different. That's Bristol. We ain't talking about local tracks. We're talking about, nigga, that's Bristol. That's way different. That place seat 200,000 people. That shit, I've never seen in person, like when they open the gates to a sporting event where the crowd, the fans break into a dead ass sprint like some fucking maniacs in one of them Walking Dead movies or shit to go get their seat. Just like that, just running to the shit. I'm like, damn, bro, like, chill. Like, we got at least 20 minutes for the game to start. Oh, this takes a minute to get in there. But, like, chill. Actually, it wasn't even hard to get in the game because they had hella gates and shit open. So you didn't even have to wait that long. But that was a crazy football game to go to. Bounce like pool ball, exactly. Said Bronny riding his father's coat. More like LeBron is dragging his son by his coat. He just ain't admitted yet. There been a fight during the NBA All-Star game? I don't think so. Let me see. NBA All-Star game. I doubt it. Let's see. Oh, wait. Hold up. I think I turned the volume down. 1992 NBA All-Star game ends early on account of hugs. Well, let's see what this looks like first. Trying to see if a nigga fight for real. Nah, no fight. No fight. I doubt it. Highly doubt it. They literally ended on hugs. I was kind of mad. Yeah, man, when I was in high school, I played, soccer, basketball, cross country. I think that was in high school. And then when I was younger, I ran track and I wrestled. I didn't play football. Another wreck. Damn. I don't know why I'm surprised. This a replay. I really don't know why the fuck I'm surprised by this shit right now. Like, the fuck? Like, I saw this shit on YouTube already. Gotta be watching the whole fucking race replay like this shit new. It's like the plot to Space Jam makes a whole lot of sense like that. Who's to say that's what Bronny really want to do, man? This nigga might want to be a coder or something. Nothing has to do with athletics. Like I said before, my mind ain't really worried about where he going right now. Bronny to Golden State, LeBron stays in the way. Create a Bronny LeBron rivalry. Hey, my son's gonna be better than Michael Jordan. Son's at basketball. Now I'm the go. Nah, he gotta get his son to sleep with his teammate White. Never mind, I'm gonna stop. Jordan frees on the 86 All-Star game. All right, let's see. I knew it had to be during the Jordan era. Sure as hell wasn't anything after that. 86 All-Star game. Fight. Damn, nigga, I just want to see a fight. They over here giving me full game highlights. I ain't asked for that shit. I have to look that shit up later, but oh, it had to be in the 80s. It had to be back in the day. Will Cam ever play football again? Fuck no, that nigga done, bro. He chilling. He playing. He on this podcast shit. They already don't like the shit he said about all them game managing quarterbacks and shit. Hell no, I ain't finna let that man in. Yeah, I was like, man, what the fuck? NBA changed the rules for MJ. Yeah, they changed the rules for a lot of players in different ways. Some that hurt it, I guess make it harder is the better way to put it. Some to make it harder for them, others to make it easier for them. And we see how they changed it more and more for certain other players currently still playing that need to retire. But people get hyped for the new EA game. NCAA game won't get disappointed at the release date. I think, what was the biggest lie they said? It was like, it will not be a Madden remake or something. I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. That's a motherfucking lie. We ain't seen not one bit of gameplay footage. Where's that at? You got all this these little dev stories and shit. What they call them? Dev diaries. But you don't have a lick of gameplay. We say, yeah, all 125 teams in the game. But where the fuck is the gameplay? Where's it at? I done seen part of a mascot. I done seen part of a mocap and a mascot. Where the fuck is the gameplay? Showing all these different features and shit you can have in the game. But again, where the fuck is the gameplay? That Niners Bengals Super Bowl 50. Niners ain't going back. Not for a high minute. Would I implement to what? NBA? I did this shit before on another stream. The main one, bring back physical defense, mid-range jump shot, load management would be a thing of the past. Like you ain't sitting out unless you really hurt. There was more beef with Jordan wearing new Nike gear by Isaiah Thomas. You know, the NFL Blitz. Yeah, the last one came out like 2012. It was like on Xbox Arcade. Bills did not have two passing touchdown games, or have a two passing touchdown game since week 5. That's why it gets a lot of hate from the media. Be prepared for the new football game with the payroll, microtransaction, DLC out the ass for them jerseys. I pull for them jerseys because you know every college team got about like 8 jerseys now. They got like 8 helmets, 8 different pan sets, a throwback to the throwback, a futuristic concept of some shit that ain't never gonna come out. And then for some reason the gray jersey, they ain't got nothing to do with their whole color scheme. I mean, shit, the last NCAA 14, that was a good amount of DLC for their extra shit too. Especially if it was like updated, up to the date at the time. For say, who has some new shit? Like Maryland, them ugly ass state flag helmets and all that shit. I think that was a DLC you had to buy. So they was already doing that shit, but it's gonna be worse now. The court stump. Ooh, I had it on the list and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna talk about it. But you know what? Since we're here, yeah, court storming and injuries. I never thought about that. I guess it's never been in my mindset to say at a basketball game, hey, I'm gonna storm the court. Because I thought you just get arrested or some shit, or you get tackled or something. Apparently not. Actually, they did it at Tennessee before, like 06. When they beat Florida when they was number 1. But yeah, I never thought about the injury aspect, and that makes a lot of sense. It's not a football field where it's this big, 120 yards, and you got enough room to, you know, get out the way. It's a court, like 95 feet. So guess what? They there already. Boom, you there. So yeah, that makes sense. And I agree with John Shire. They need, well, for one, the ACC doesn't have a, what's the word? They're the only conference that doesn't fine schools for court storming, which is crazy considering how historic and successful the ACC has been in basketball. You would think they would have been had some shit for this. But yeah, they need to stop that shit. EA's biggest rival is having gameplay. They wouldn't be surprised if EA put a battle pass in the new game for jerseys, helmets, and sleeves. I'm mad that that's a very factual statement. Yeah, I just need some gameplay footage. That's it. That's all I ask for. Just give me some gameplay footage. Not a trailer. Some real gameplay footage with gameplay angles. Then we can talk about is the game gonna be good or not. Fuck what features you got in the game and all that. No, gameplay footage first. Then we can talk features. It makes sense for Nike Basketball Association. There's a reason why they keep saying this is the so-called LeBron era instead of Steph era, who did Nike for Under Armour. That's a good point. EA started off as a small game company, then they became greedy in the start of the 2010. More than that, they sold out. Now they're the wealthiest company. It's all about the profits. Sadly, every game. They got It got greedy in 2005 when 2K put all that pressure on their ass with releasing that game in 1999 new, and it was a better game than Madden 05. And Madden 05 came out with the hit stick. And Madden on the PS2 was good on up until, I think the last one I played was 08 on the PS2. Because I know it stopped at, I think 11 was the last one that was on PS2. I didn't play it, so I don't know. But Madden 08 on PS2 was lit, is the point I was making. But they got threatened in 05 when they just undercut the whole fucking market. $20 game. You can't beat that shit. Now I'm trying to warn niggas. I'm trying to tell niggas. The Pistons just lost by 2 points to the Knicks. Man, who else lost? Detroit Mercy. They lost. Was it Cleveland State over the weekend? There was like a few buzzer beaters. There was Air Force over New Mexico. Because New Mexico having a good year this year. I think Air Force was like 8-17 when they hit that shit and won. Cleveland State and whoever I just said, Detroit Mercy and Michigan State, Ohio State. That's it. That's a fact, Blackbird. Is it even worth it to get a PS2 for Madden or 2K? No. Mm-mm. Now, there are better games you can get that system for than those two. I think Doc Rivers will fail again. Is the sky blue? Hell yeah. That's a good question, man. Damn, that is a really good question. EA looks even dumber for that alone. That they said, let's call this Madden 25 to commemorate 25 years. No, nigga. Just keep the numbers going. Madden 14 wasn't that hard to say. You did 13, you'd be skipping 14. That's good. Unless they go Madden 2025. That's the best they could do. But in order to keep the role players safe from... Let's eliminate the handshake after the game. They should have both teams just do it in the back. I'm trying to think. Is there really a better solution? I don't know. Get more security is the only thing I can think of. I don't want to say get a bunch of elevated courts. There's just too much expenses and shit. But I promise you that shit would stop people from storming courts, though. Think about how many people would trip and bust their ass trying to do that shit. Storming an elevated court. Jordan Poole better run away from Mr. Dark Force Energy. Nigga, his game is his own Dark Force Energy. The man doing everything in his power to get traded up out of Washington. He did. He did. That's right. Twitter be exposing niggas when they tweets be leaking and the shit they be liking. These games from the early 2000s 100 times better than the modern. Facts. The biggest thing is just the way that they look. That's the thing. Is the younger generation, they just like eye candy. They say, hey, look at the graphics. That's how they gonna get people with that new college football game. Look at the graphics. Look at how nice the stadiums look. They probably gonna show maybe a fan or two. I don't know how that'll turn out. And then people gonna be sold just off that before they show any gameplay. Just remember that. Don't get tricked by the eye candy now. Don't fall for it. Like, I'd be a liar if I sat up here and said Madden visually doesn't look good. I'd be lying through my teeth. Just paused at like the little intros and shit. Looks good. But when you actually start playing the game, looks like shit. I think that was everything I had, man. We talked about court storming, college hoops, Cam Newton knocking out. Let me stop. Cam Newton getting jumped by some kids. I'm gonna say he knocked out some kids. He didn't do that. Cam ain't do none of that. Yeah, I think that's everything. We'll end it with this one. Doc Rivers sounds like a dying dinosaur. Needs subtitles to understand what he's saying in depth. That's funny as hell. All right, man. I have fun, man. Chopping up with y'all. We're going to be back tomorrow. Another episode. Episode, is that 50? Yeah, we at 50. So like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Thank you for watching. We are out.